All right, what's good, YouTube? In today's video, I got y'all a new top 5 meta loadouts to use here in Warzone. If you enjoyed the video, let's break 200 likes. Make sure y'all subscribe, those notifications turned on, and let's get into it. All right, so for our first gun up here today, I want to give y'all a build with the newest AR, the Merrick 5.56. So this is a little bit of an interesting one. It's actually going to be pretty solid. It's got a bit of recoil, but as long as you can control that, you will be fine to use it in game. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the magazine section, and we're going to throw on extended mag 2. You guys can see mine's not fully leveled up. You actually don't need it all the way maxed out in order for it to be good, which is really nice. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw on extended mag 2 just to give us 60 rounds in the mag. After that, in the underbarrel section, I want y'all to go ahead and run the vertical foregrip. This is the only grip you are ever going to need on an assault rifle in Warzone. No reason to go for anything else, just go for the vertical foregrip. After that, in the barrel section, this is where you can run basically one of two options. The gain twist barrel, which is going to be perfectly fine here, getting you out to 1,281 meters a second. Your damage and effective range is already 52 meters, so that's really cool. But if you happen to have the reinforced barrel unlocked, this is going to be pretty solid as well, getting you out to 63.7 meters, which is actually a little bit absurd. So do I think you need that? No, you absolutely do not. You can just run the gain twist. I currently don't even have that unlocked. And that's just because I haven't actually used this thing enough, but I actually have the correct build to use. So gain twist or reinforced barrel, up to y'all. Now we're gonna go into muzzle section, and there is a lot of people out here that really enjoy running the mono suppressor on this thing. And then of course will boost your bullet velocity way out, which is really solid. And of course your damage at effective range is out to 57 meters. So honestly, really good. You guys also can run the compensator if you want to, because this gun will kick a little bit. So overall, you can run the compensator or the mono suppressor. And lastly, we're going to go in here to the fire mod section and throw on the recoil springs just to help us out. This is a pretty solid iron sight, so you guys can use this with iron sights. You're gonna have to mess around with this gun a little bit, considering it does actually have some kick on it. But overall, this is a really fun gun to use, and that right there is my full build. Get help unlocking Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos in Black Ops 6 with Mitch Cactus. They're absolutely the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty right now. Whether you want something across multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone, they're completely legitimate for all platforms. They're super trusted by the community, and you may have seen them all over YouTube, and that's for good reason. They'll unlock all your camos, augments, and more without needing to lift a finger, with over 17,000 reviews and thousands of personalized vouchers. They're the go-to for all things in Call of Duty. Use code Chuck at checkout for 5% off. Next up is going to be a build here for the Dresden 9mm. It's the MP40. I don't know why they didn't just call it the MP40. I'm not sure if there's naming and licensing rights that they want to pay for, but it is what it is. We're gonna give you guys the best build here for it. So first thing, magazine, you guys can run extended mag 1 or extended mag 2. Totally up to y'all what you want to run. I think extended mag 1 works perfectly fine, considering the fire rate's 536 rounds a minute. It's not like it's a compact 92 where it's got literally double the fire rate. No, this is like actually kind of a slow firing SMG, so you don't necessarily need, you know, extended mag 2. Like, you really don't. It also gets you some cons, which is behind my face cam, but overall you guys should be perfectly fine. Just throw on extended mag 1 and you'll be good to go. After that, we're going to go in here to the barrel section. I want y'all to use the long barrel in this thing just to increase out your overall damage range. Doesn't really make sense to go for anything else. Honestly, I might say y'all just to go for the long barrel in this thing. It's right there to the left of my face cam, basically 19.9 meters, which is incredible. That's awesome. This thing's going to hit really hard. You can see the damage distribution profile. Over 50, like 51 damage. That's like basically a 4-shot kill if you're hitting basically above, you know, the legs, you know, basically above the waist. You're gonna get like essentially a 4-shot kill with full armor. So that's pretty crazy. So just throw on the long barrel and you'll be good to go right there up to about 20 meters. Muzzle section, you guys can basically run the compensator or a suppressor. Either or is going to be fine. If you want that kind of OG MP40 suppressed vibe, you can run the suppressor and you'll be totally good to go. Honestly, you'll be fine. So compensator or suppressor. I think compensator may be a little bit better for most people, so we'll just slap that on there. Now we're gonna go to the rear grip section here, and you can either run like the ergonomic grip. I see people actually liking the quick draw grip quite a bit. I think both are going to be perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine to use, so slap either of those on there. And last thing, the stock section, I want y'all to go down in here and use the no stock, as there is obviously no cons to it, and you get like your aim locking movement speed, strafe movement speed, and your sprinting movement speed, like all fantastic things to have. The only other suggestion I would say is maybe to use the infiltrator stock, because that gives you aim locking movement speed. Otherwise, no real reason to use any of these other ones like the light stock. Sure, that's cool. but it doesn't give you aim locking movement speed, which is a huge thing for SMGs in Warzone. So slap that bad boy on there. That's going to be your full MP40 build. All right, so now to jump in here to another AR, aka the GPR-91. This is one of your best ARs you can use in Warzone right now, if not the best for Resurgence. So let's get y'all the correct build. First thing, magazine, y'all want to use extended mag 2. I will say my only personal gripe with this gun is that the extended mag 2 reloads pretty slow. That is something I don't like, so I may even experiment around using extended mag 1 when I'm not playing some Battlefield 6. But overall, I think extended mag 1 or 2 is acceptable. Just if it really annoys you, throw on extended mag 1. But largely speaking, extended mag 2 is the move. Underbarrel section, of course, the vertical foregrip here as per usual. Then the barrel section, I want y'all to go and run the reinforced barrel. I know there is the GPR double barrel down here, but honestly, we're not going to be using the double barrel. It's not like it makes this thing significantly better. Like, just run this as the normal GPR. I wish some of the other attachments would make this thing better, like some of the newer attachments they bring to the game, but the conversion kit, or whatever you want to call it, conversion kit, doesn't really do a whole lot to make it better. It's probably just one of those, like, for fun, you can try out things, but not necessarily meta, which is what this video is based around. So next up, muzzle, we're gonna go in here, throw on the mono suppressor. I will say that if you guys don't want to run the mono suppressor, just throw on the compensator and you'll be fine. I just personally feel the gun is still very controllable with a mono suppressor, so I'd rather have that and get that extra increase in bullet velocity up to 1209 versus being at 1008. Honestly, I just prefer to be up there, so that's something that is my preference, and I'm going to go and run that. Lastly, in the optics section, you can kind of run a variety of things in here. You could run the Kepler Microflex, that's perfectly acceptable. You could run the Volzinski Reflex, which is going to be pretty solid. Or you can even go down here if you want something to control that recoil a bit, throw on the Jason Armory 2X or the Willis 3 times, and you guys will be fully taken care of. So slap either of those things on there. I'm just going to slap on the 3 times, and that right there is going to be an absolute heater build. All right, next up, gentlemen, we're going to be slapping on a build here for the C9. This is basically your best SMG in the game right now, so you guys definitely should be using this. I'd kind of rather the C9 not be the best. That'd be pretty cool if there's something else, but doesn't really seem to be the case. Probably not until BO7 Warzone drops. This will probably stay king. So magazine, we're of course throwing on extended mag 2 here. We're not going to go for this. This is kind of jokes. This is not beneficial. Don't use that. Just go for extended mag 2. After that, under barrel, I'd highly recommend you guys to use the Ranger foregrip on this thing. Still acceptable to use the vertical, considering it's got a little bit of recoil deviation, but if you are comfortable with it, just use the Ranger, get yourself a little bit more mobility, and it'll still control the horizontal recoil, more than enough for the Ranger using it at. Barrel section, I'd suggest y'all to use a long barrel here, push you out to 18.2 meters. Of course, got to compete up with that damage range the MP40 has, so that'll be great right there. Now moving on back into the rear grip section, I'd suggest to go for the ergonomic grip. This is what I really like using. I also would say the quick draw grip is still acceptable to use, but the ergonomic is going to be the move. And lastly, in the stock section, you got 2 options in here that are going to be really good, one being the infiltrator stock and the other being the balance stock. So kind of go what you want to use. I would say balance or infiltrator is going to be acceptable. My preference right now, I've used it most recently, is going to be the balance stock. So that right there is your full C9 build. And last but definitely not least, a nice little surprise here in the top 5 is the Ground 5.56. I think that this is a little bit slept on. It's probably about the number 3 or 4 assault rifle that you guys can use. So I'd say that obviously it's not top, but it is still really good. First thing, of course, when you go to the SWAT 5.56 ground conversion, make it into the ground. No one uses the actual SWAT in Warzone. Don't ever do that. Not good. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into the magazine, slap on the only magazine we have access to, which is the full auto extended mag. Under barrel, of course, you're going to go for the vertical foregrip here, which is pretty standard for any AR. You never ever want to use, like, let's say, well, this doesn't have access to it, but the G grip, you don't really ever want to use that. It's just not good. Honestly, the G grip is kind of a gimmicky attachment. It doesn't excel at anything in being better than, the vertical for what it's good for, or the Ranger for what you'd use it for speed. It doesn't really do anything better, so we're just going to go for the vertical. Now, muzzle section. This is where you guys can use one of 2 things. The ported compensator is going to be good for those of you guys that are going to struggle with that first shot recoil. I would say for me, I'm going to go for that mono suppressor. Reason being is because I think that recoil, it jumps up initially, but it's like it goes right back in. So it doesn't have recoil that's just going to go to the moon. It's like, as long as you got aim assist kicking in, a little bit of rotational aim assist, you actually can hit your shots or pull down on the stick a little bit. Like, that sounds like a lot, but you're just doing it second nature in game, so you're not thinking about it. I'd say the mono is going to be way better off. Keeps you off the radar, gets you more range. Overall, I'd say that's better, but if you were a lower skilled player, no shame in that, right? Just use the ported, kind of play to your strengths, then maybe you can move over to the mono afterwards after you get a little bit better or something like that. So slap that on there. Now for our final attachment, we just go through on a rear grip. And what we do is we throw on the commando grip here just to kind of speed us up a little bit. Nothing else you really need on this. You could always throw on a sight if you want to not use iron sights, throw on your sight of choice. Or you could throw maybe on a stock if you want to go that route. But what I'd say is to go for the commando grip right here. Speeds you up, makes you a little bit better, and you can be kind of aggressive with this AR, which is pretty nice. So that right there is my full build. That's my top 5. You guys enjoyed the vid, give it a like, subscribe, check out this other video on screen, and I'll see y'all next time.